What's going on, guys? George here, and today we're going to be going to a drift event at Thompson Speedway with Lock City Drift. Before I go, I'm going to go to a parts store. I'm going to get like a couple of couplers. So I'm trying to make a cold air intake that goes out of the engine bay to maybe prevent the car from sucking in hot air from right next to the header, just to see if that will help with horsepower. Just because when I ran out of the dyno, it didn't really make that much power, and maybe it's heat soaking. It's not like turbocharged or anything, so it probably wouldn't even have the ability to heat soak and lose like 50 horsepower at the tire. But I don't know. I don't think it'll hurt, and I've got a little extra time, and I'll see if I can find a coupler at the size I need. Then after we do that, we're gonna go ahead and pick up our U-Haul trailer, and then after that, I'm kind of gonna go through the process that I go through when I go to a drift event. Today I'm going to be picking up a U-Haul trailer. Luckily, I now have a truck, so I can actually tow a trailer myself. For the last couple of years, I've either driven my car or rented a U-Haul truck and a U-Haul trailer, which is kind of, both of them not ideal. Both have advantages and disadvantages. I think definitely having my own vehicle this time to tow with will be pretty cool, and won't have to worry about paying for a U-Haul truck or the hassle of like if my car breaks when I'm at the drift event, trying to get it home. But for now, we're going to go head to the parts store and then go pick up the trailer. So my idea to get the silicone coupler didn't actually work because none of the parts stores I called or went to actually had it. There is a tuning shop kind of near me that I might try and stop at if I have time, see if I can find one. But I did end up just going and buying like a cheap filter from Advanced Auto Parts to replace this one. This one's kind of dirty. And I know you can clean them, but I kind of just didn't really want to mess with it, and it's all like crinkled and smushed, and I figured, you know what, I'm just going to get a new one. I've had this one for like 4 years and it looks atrocious. Maybe this will give me some power, who knows. I also got some mass airflow sensor cleaner, and I just cleaned out the mass airflow a little bit. I'll do it one more time. Just trying to see if we can extract any more horsepower from the engine, or maybe this is the reason why it's not running at peak performance, because I've kind of come to the conclusion it might be a little bit down on power, so I'm just trying to do the easy stuff to see if that will fix the problem. But yeah, I guess we're going to put everything back together, and we should be pretty much good to load the car into the trailer and pack everything up and head out to go drifting. So I have the new air filter on, and the map is cleaned out now. And that's really all we're going to be able to do right now. So now I'm going to go ahead, load up the rest of the tools. Kind of still have all my stuff packed up right here from the last time I went drifting. But I've just slowly been pulling stuff out, putting it in my other workbench as like I use it and put it back there. So I'm going to go ahead and try and put everything back into this toolbox so I actually have the tools I need. So I'm going to go ahead and throw all this stuff back in the truck. We should be good to go. Just went ahead yesterday and threw my 595 RSRRs on the front. I had these 595 SSs in the front, but I found with running these actually in the rear, I was lacking a little front grip. And the car was kind of prone to like understeering mid-drift, and I don't know, I kind of, at the last event, like, I just felt like I would be a little more confident in the front end if it had a little more grip to it, especially when I was kind of going a little bit faster on like the road course part of the track that they did. I just kind of felt like sometimes I wanted to just like whip the car in and kind of like get the tail to step out, but I didn't really have the front grip to cause the rear tires to lose traction like that. And I think this will also allow me to be a little bit snappier and kind of maintain angle through the track. So super excited to try these tires out. Yeah, and then I'm just going to bring old fronts, which were the 595s, as a spare set of rears. And that's probably one of the funniest things that I've learned, and it's taken me like so long in drifting. Like, I'm just going to bring one extra set of wheels and tires. That's all I'm going to need. I'm not going to burn through more than that. I used to bring so many tires to drift events, and I would never use any of them. So, good lesson. We're going to start loading everything up. So, got everything loaded up now. I hope, at least. We're going to head over to the event. All loaded up on the U-Haul trailer. She's squatting good now. Bringing these two wheels with extra tires. Just random stuff, jack stands, oil, stuff like that. Jack handle, toolbox, and then apparently someone's going to buy these tires from me at the event, so I figured I'd bring them as well. Also, a wheel chock, just in case. Alright, I'm gonna head out.
because the B-class.
Yeah.
So just got done with the drift event and it went really well. It was really cool because like they split it up in like 2 sessions, like the morning and afternoon, and I guess like everyone wanted to drive on the skid pad because there was like a 15 or 20 car line on the skid pad, and there were like 3 or 4 cars that were going on like the little part of the road course they have set up that you can drift on, and I think that is a little more challenging, so like I enjoyed doing that, and I really got it like down in the car, and I was like super stoked on like how much progress I made. But like this thing happened that never had happened before. Like I was able to do so many laps, the car started to get a little hot, so I pulled the hood off, and that helped bring the temperatures back down. Definitely gonna try to get a better radiator, because mine, like it's supposedly like a dual pass radiator, but like I was like $90 on eBay, and like I kind of think that just like the water isn't being forced to go through all the fins, so it's not cooling as well as it could. Also, the tires, I've never like gone through them, and then in the back I had the Federal 595 SS's, and like I'd never gone through like this many. Like normally at drift event, it's like I'd go through like about one of these, but I just like got so many laps, and like I think I was overheating the tires because they kind of delaminated. Like not kind of, they like really delaminated, especially the second set. Like I was going, like they looked fine, and then just like I did like 3 hot laps after like probably like it was like 3, 3, 3, and then I'd take like a 1-minute drive, 3, 3, 3, and on the like the last one they were like, all right, last run, because the session was over. I just like sent it, and like I felt like I like knew they were like kind of getting a little lumpy, because you can, when I was driving it was kind of like a little shaky, and then I was just like driving, and then it's like I heard them like kind of like falling apart, and then like huge pieces of rubber started flying off, and like you looked at them and it's like you can see like the center where they got super hot, they kind of like the rubber just like detached from the other rubber, but on the edges there's like still plenty of tread. So I guess that's kind of a good problem to have. I did so many laps, like I must have done at least like maybe 50, 60, 70, and like I've never done that many before, and I don't know, I had a lot of fun. But granted, the tires I started on were about already like half used, so wow, this road is really thin. We're about half used already, but I went through those, and then another set that was almost brand new, but I had the ones that I had been using as fronts. So it was a lot of fun. I definitely want to try and figure out if the car is a little bit down on power, because if it had like 30 more horsepower, I feel like it would be so perfect. Especially like the first corner, like if I didn't time it perfectly, like the car would kind of like bog down, the wheel speed would go a little too low and it wouldn't have enough power to get the tires spinning up again. So I definitely want to try and figure that out. Definitely want to get the intake out of the engine bay. That might help a little bit. That's one of my next projects. But yeah, I definitely want to see if the engine's actually working properly, make sure it's healthy, because I think it has a little bit more in it, and if I had access to that, I think it would just be like, perfect. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, of course, make sure to give it a like. I really appreciate it. Also, leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on how the tires went. Also, if the car's a little down on power, I feel I should be able to spin third gear at that sort of wheel speed, but that's besides the point. Yeah, and if you are not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, because now that I have a pickup truck, going to a drift event became a lot more convenient. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to go to a lot more this year, and a lot in the spring. And hopefully I'll do some big stuff to the car in the winter. Alright, see you guys in the next one.
That's the case, that's what I said. We can go back over there.